Have you ever heard of a country that seemingly wagered its entire future on a single bet? A bet placed on a rising global power, promising shiny new infrastructure, economic growth, and a ticket to the modern world. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a nation and its intricate, multi-billion-dollar relationship with China. This isn't a simple tale of heroes and villains. It's a complex economic drama unfolding in real time. Let's travel to Ecuador, a beautiful South American country known for the Galapagos Islands and its stunning Andean landscapes. About 15 years ago, Ecuador was at a crossroads. It had defaulted on its international loans and found itself locked out of traditional Western credit markets. Imagine being in a tough spot, needing funds to build roads, hospitals, and power your cities, but every door you knock on is closed. Then, a new partner emerged with a seemingly attractive offer: China. Through its state-owned banks, China began offering Ecuador billions of dollars in loans, but there was a unique condition. Instead of just paying back the money with interest, Ecuador agreed to repay a significant portion of these loans with a physical commodity, crude oil. This loans for oil model seemed like a win-win at first. Ecuador got the cash it desperately needed for development, and China secured a long-term supply of energy to fuel its rapidly growing economy. With this massive influx of capital, Ecuador embarked on an ambitious infrastructure boom. The crown jewel of this endeavor was the Coca-Codo Sinclair Hydroelectric Dam. Nestled in the Amazon rainforest, this colossal project was designed to be a game changer, promising to provide nearly a third of the country's electricity. It was hailed as a symbol of national pride and a monumental step towards energy independence. Financed and built by Chinese companies, it represented the pinnacle of this new partnership. Alongside the dam, Chinese funds helped build highways, bridges, hospitals, and even a network of surveillance cameras to improve public safety. For many Ecuadorians, these developments were tangible signs of progress. The country was modernizing, and for a while, the economy was thriving, buoyed by high oil prices and Chinese investment. It felt like the gamble was paying off. But as the years went by, some challenging realities started to surface. The loans for oil deals were structured in a way that gave China significant leverage. For example, many of the contracts stipulated that a large percentage of Ecuador's future oil exports were pre-sold to Chinese companies, often at a fixed price or a discount to market rates. This meant that when global oil prices soared, Ecuador didn't fully benefit from the windfall. It was locked into its agreements. The country was pumping oil not for profit on the open market, but to pay down its debt. Then came the concerns about the quality of some of the projects. The magnificent Coca-Codo Sinclair Dam, the very symbol of this new era, began showing thousands of cracks in its distributors just a few years after inauguration. Engineers raised serious concerns about its long-term viability and the quality of the steel and construction methods used. The fear was that the country's most expensive infrastructure project might not last as long as promised, leaving Ecuador with a massive, underperforming asset and the full bill to pay. Similar issues were reported with other projects, leading to questions about oversight and transparency. The economic winds also began to shift. In 2014, global oil prices plummeted. For Ecuador, this was a devastating blow. The country was now earning far less for its oil on the open market, but its debt obligations to China remained. To meet its repayment schedule, Ecuador had to commit even more barrels of oil, leaving less to sell for its own revenue. The country found itself in a tightening financial squeeze, becoming ever more dependent on new Chinese loans just to stay afloat. It was a classic debt cycle, and breaking free was proving incredibly difficult. This situation has sparked a heated debate within Ecuador and around the world. On one side, supporters argue that without Chinese financing, none of this development would have been possible. They point to the new roads that connect communities, the hospitals that save lives, and the initial dream of energy independence. They maintain that partnering with China was a pragmatic choice, the only one available at the time. On the other side, critics paint a much darker picture. They argue that opaque contracts, unfavorable loan terms, and a lack of transparency have trapped the country in a debt trap. They worry that Ecuador has traded its long-term economic sovereignty and its most valuable natural resource for short-term gains and infrastructure that may not stand the test of time. They see a cautionary tale about the risks of becoming overly reliant on a single creditor. The story of Ecuador and China isn't unique. Similar patterns have emerged in countries across Asia, Africa, and Latin America as part of China's expansive Belt and Road Initiative. This global infrastructure development strategy has been praised for bringing development to underserved regions, but has also faced criticism for creating unsustainable debt burdens and giving China strategic leverage over participating nations. So, what does the future hold for Ecuador? Recent governments have been working to renegotiate the terms of their debt and diversify their economic partners. They are trying to regain control over their oil resources and find a more sustainable path forward. It's a challenging and complex process, attempting to untangle a decade of deep financial integration. This story serves as a powerful case study for any country considering large-scale foreign investment. It highlights the critical importance of transparency, fair terms, and long-term strategic planning. It shows that while shiny new infrastructure projects can be tempting, the underlying financial agreements are what truly shape a nation's future. It's a reminder that there's no such thing as a free lunch, especially in the high-stakes world of global finance and geopolitics. What do you think? Was this a brilliant development strategy or a risky gamble that didn't pay off? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more deep dives into the stories shaping our world. We'll see you in the next one.